Hello, Desert Maverick here, and I just want to make a quick semi-rant video and a semi-informative video on the, the things of content creators making videos, and every video you see every day is the new most OP thing you've ever seen. And the truth of the matter is that there's only a few things that are actually like really good in this game, but nothing is quote-unquote OP, outside of maybe how some things work. For example, the infinite arrows build, that is actually kind of OP. Like, if you don't have 100% not to consume arrows on your build, then I don't know what you're doing. Like, it's insanely good with evasive shot and explosive arrows. It is a stun churning machine, and I would consider that to be actually OP, especially considering the fact that some bosses are kind of ridiculous in this game, and that if you, like, especially the flying ones, if you don't have a way to deal with them when they're in the air, this is just a godsend for dealing with them. And the only thing you really need for this setup is to get 100% chance not to consume arrows. And it takes a little bit of time to get to that point. I would say if you're doing the witches stuff, then I would build up to 2 level 3 gears that allow you to do the tier 3 abyss gear, and then just save scum it, and keep rolling until you get infinite arrows 3. And then you can still randomize it if you haven't gotten as far as the harpy fight, which requires you to do a lot of like Payloon stuff. But because that will give you a guaranteed infinite arrows too. Or you could just take the time to do it. Like, it took me about 3 hours of rolling, like from tier 1 stuff, to get to 100% chance not to consume arrows. It could take you less, it could take you longer, but that's why I say try to get to like 2 tier 3s that allow you to make the tier 3 cooking with the witches, and then just see if it can land on infinite arrows 3. Don't stay with graders, because they have 100 durability, and then when they run out, they're gone forever. I was excited when I got a grader not to consume arrows, and then when I eventually started losing my when I lost my 1 explosive arrow, it was gone. But to get back on track, there again is no like OP thing in this game. Again, like, I even have the fans here. I have the fan here. I have this fan ability that you might have seen in the last few videos about how it can just spam these lightning attacks with nothing but stamina cost, right? But the truth of the matter is this thing does pitiful damage. And I'm thinking it might scale off of the fan itself. But even then, like, lightning has never been a very strong element. I've done lightning turning slashes, and they're not that great. But to get back on topic, like, there's no real OP thing, and the only thing I say that's really good, and I'm not saying OP, but really good, is crit rate weapons, like this Lightning Blade of Greed here. This Lightning Blade of Greed, when it's at max, will give 2 critical rate. Don't look at the level 5, because I have a level 3 critical rate in the sword, but it is level 5. It's level 2 critical rate at maximum refinement. So critical rate is important in this game because of the fact that it literally doubles your damage. It is the only thing in this game that will increase the amount of damage you have by a lot. So if you're going to be doing anything with weapons, you want to have crit rate on them. I have the Faded Shadow in here just because I like the way it looks. But the thing is it does not have any stats. It is just a straight up attack weapon. And things that don't have a thing associated with it will have a naturally higher bonus base stat to it. Like armor, for example, will have a higher armor value. Like leather will have something attached to it because it doesn't have the defensive bonus on it, like movement speed, or it'll have like an elemental resistance, but it has less defense. But all of those things have the same like number when it comes to their maximum amount. Just like this has crit rate, but at level 10 it is only 30 attack. But level 2 crit rate is like, from what I understand, is something around the neighborhood of like 10% critical rate for just level 2. It like starts to fall off hard at level 5, but I think they said it's like somewhere around 30% critical rate when you're at 15, which is kind of what you want to be at. Like every third attack roughly is going to critical. So that's why critical items are so important. That's why I have like this necklace, which gives me critical rate, and at its maximum refinement will give critical rate level 3 actually. If you're going like unarmed, you want to put critical in your boots and your gloves. They're probably the most important thing, outside of maybe damage increases with consecutive attacks. And then same for bows. Like this bow here is just a straight up only damage bow, and a lot of people will sit there and tell you it's the best bow. It's the best bow for attack, which it will go to 33 and attack at maximum refinement. But you look at the Becker bow, and it goes to 30 attack, but it gets 2 levels of critical rate. And I'm working on getting that maxed out and replacing it as my everyday bow, and then putting some more insights in there. And the same goes for armor as well. Armors are just stat sticks. Like this plate armor goes to 41 and it has at maximum refinement, but it gets nothing else. It's the same thing with this armor here. It gets to 41 with nothing else. Then you look at things like leather armor, and it goes to only 32, but it has lightning resistance level 1 on it. It's all the plate armors go to the same amount. So it's all about how you want to look, more so than what's OP. And that's the thing that I don't get with creators keep on saying this is the most OP thing. I get it. It's for it's clickbait to get people to click on their videos for views. But honestly, those people kind of like lose credibility in my eyes when they keep using those kind of like clickbait tactics. Like if you actually go into a video where people are just like, this is where you can find this, and it's just straight up informative, then that's great. I love those videos, especially when they just get to the brass tacks of how to get it. But the whole like this is OP thing, it kind of becomes stupid. See, like this sword goes to 34, has nothing else attached to it. Shackle of Might, that has crit rate on it, but it only goes to a 30. But that's 2 levels of crit rate. You know, it's 10% crit rate off of just the weapon alone. Like the Righteous Verdict is probably one of the better two-handed swords because it goes to level 3 critical rate on its own. And then you can slap like three crit rates on it, and you are hitting 12 in crit rate. It's insane that it's gotten to this point in this game where there's a new video that says this is the new OP thing, and there's nothing OP in this game. There's a video of a guy doing 3 of the toughest bosses in this game without getting hit, with no HP upgrades or nothing, and he's not even using a lot of the like flashy stuff in the game. He's using basic stuff that you can learn just from the skill tree alone. Let that sink in. Now, I can understand putting it in there to get some of the skilled stuff off of it, like Grey Soul Howling comes off of the Faded Shadow. Like, you don't get that unless you get the Faded Shadow. And, like, some of the other stuff in this are, like, Wound of Darkness comes off of the sword that you get from killing the Entumbra sword. But it's not the OP weapon, it's the gear that's on it. The gears are what matter. The gears are what makes things, quote-unquote, OP. Like, for example, hand-to-hand is actually one of the best things that I've seen in this game. It has so much going for it as far as what you can do with the attacks in this game. So, like, you have right bumper, and then you have your right trigger, And then you have the Y button, which doesn't do anything on its own unless you upgrade it. But even then, it doesn't really do anything because I have it upgraded. But you can wove it in with your attacks, and you get a bunch of extra stuff in the attacks. And then your right bumper, even though it's a basic attack, if you combine it with your face buttons, so like right bumper Y, you get that, and you can charge that. And then right bumper B is kicks. And then right bumper A, more kicks. And you can combine them into other kicks like that. And then you can combine your normal attacks into Y attacks, which has a sweep in it. And you can even sweep some of the bosses in this game. And then you can start doing your grapple stuff that you can put them into the ground with. Your right bumper X, which does these attacks. Like, there's just so many things in this game that you can do with Unarmed that you can't do with any other weapons. It's just one of the more complex things in this game, and I actually love it. But again, it's all about this video is all about, like, hey, just, I know they're not going to stop because it's their money, but like, it's just insane that there's a new OP item, OP armor, and nothing is OP in this game except for maybe the arrows, because again, that shit's just ridiculous. Anyways, that's it. Have a good day.